We are live. We also have Jai joining in. What a just-in-time appearance, Jai! I clicked on the live button and you joined in. And while
Managed to figure it out.
yeah, while accepted you and you joined in as well, a few people have also joined us and started watching the stream. So let's get started. Hello and welcome to Momentum Office Hours. My name is Yash and I'm joined by the leadership team at Momentum, Kaushik, Jai, and Shane, to roast SaaS landing pages. Our goal is to provide you with actionable insights and practical strategies that you can apply to your own products. Throughout the session, we encourage you to ask and engage with us and ask questions and share your thoughts in the comments. This is a fantastic opportunity to learn from each other, gain new insights that can help drive your SaaS initiatives forward. So let's get started. Jai, Shane, Kaushik, how are we doing today? I already see Kaushik is a little giddy. He's like just like holding everything in up until now.
Yeah.
Raring to go. Yeah? No?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Let me
Perfect.
share.
Yeah. No, don't start sharing. Set this up. Set this up. Why do you think we need to roast SaaS landing pages? What's the general trend, Kaushik, that you've been seeing up until now? Why does this need to happen? Why are we gathered today?
Because your entire marketing budget's purpose is to make
Mm-hmm.
sure that you make people land at the landing pages, and
Uh-huh.
if you cannot if the landing page is not done right, and if it's not doing the job of converting the people whoever has landed, then it basically puts the entire marketing efforts into waste. So it's
Correct.
very important for you to make sure that because if someone, let's say, whenever you have, and we have very often, we are seeing this thing across people that we deal with, as well as the especially in SaaS community, in the SaaS product set, is that very often simpler mistakes and small things have been left out in their
Mm-hmm.
landing pages and home pages. So to help you with kind of higher conversions, and to make sure they know well about the product and get the value of the product, this is important. So what could be a better way than
Then
taking
to roast.
examples and
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. So today, just for people who think that Kaushik is a very nice guy, um, so today I'd forgotten that we have a live session today. I was just getting into the meetings and just working, sitting in my office, meeting with people, stuff like that. Kaushik was smiling all day, right? So, so this is sort of something that he's been looking forward to. So the first that you're picking up that we have from the community, and by the way, we posted about this on LinkedIn, and a few of you shared your own SaaS links. I hope it was your own SaaS links that you shared in the comments. And so the first one is Magic. Is that correct? I'm not sure whether I am pronouncing this correctly, but let's hope. Let's call it Magic or Magic, whatever it is. Uh, this came in through LinkedIn. So Kaushik, over to you. What do you think about the landing page? Take us through.
Yes, just a second, let me share my screen. Could you see my screen?
Not yet. Uh, I can. Yes. Okay. Let me put it up over here. Yeah.
You can? Yes,
Yeah.
great. So, first of all, thanks, Mazik, for voluntarily giving it to us, such that we could go ahead with it and roast it. But
You sound genuinely happy.
yeah, I'm just trying to put a face. But yeah, so first things first is that let's go step by step. Is that when someone scrolls within the page, the top nav bar is not sticky. The whole purpose of your website is to make sure people reach out to the CTAs, and if your nav bar is not sticky, and if I can't access my essential CTA that would lead for the conversion, then it is a problem. So it's important for you to keep your nav bar sticky, which is not currently. So that is a issue over here in the design. When we come to the hero section over here, we are seeing that So a good hero section copy. Overall in this roast, you would see that we would talk about design and the copy hand in hand, because when it comes to website projects, they both are as important as each are, and they go together. So with respect to the copy over here, it says create pro level videos from raw screen recordings automatically. I think that sort of gives you a glimpse of what Magic does. It helps you to create quick product videos through the editor platform that they have. Now, one interesting point, what could make it, this is nice. It is, they are trying to be obvious about what they do, but what could be better is your hero section copy. The first copy should always focus on the benefits of the product. Instead of this, if it could have said something like save hours of manual editing by simplifying your workflow, and then in your subheading you're supposed to be talking about how your features would help them to achieve those benefits. Instead we have it the other way around, where here we are talking about the benefit, like perfect to grow your audience, engage prospects, or educate customers and employees. So where I have no hint of the feature, how am I able to achieve it? There's no hint about that. So if we could have followed the pattern that I just mentioned, that would have been much more easy for the audience to see what comes after what. That would be interesting. Then we have a clear CTA which says get started. They have mentioned below the CTA, create unlimited videos for free. What would be more interesting is, do I have to give any card details, or like is my card details required, not required? Free trial is mentioned. That so if you could have had 2 or 3 more pointers, even things like how quickly can I achieve something by using the platform, even if that would have been mentioned, that adds more value to the get started CTA thing. Next is that across the platform, you'll see a lot of this tab way of doing things, which we'll discuss further. We have a product video in the starting itself. We could see talking, but we have a very long video. We have close to a 3-minute video of literally a product demo. Especially in hero sections in the initial stage of the website, if you, instead of having a very detailed video, a simple GIF kind of a animated video which signifies the product's features and the benefits, or even something very simple like even a single dash essential screenshot, but with annotated text saying what is what and how does it help, would also do. You might have seen it in websites like Basecamp, where they just have a screenshot of the main board, and they just have given text signifying what each aspect of that particular thing could do. So that would be helpful. But a very long video like this is a big no. It's good to have videos, but not this long videos, literally giving the entire demo over there. I think the next thing that
the other piece, sorry, Kaushik, the other piece, I know I'm not roasting, but I should add a point is, please don't embed YouTube videos on your website homepage. You've done a lot of hard work to get people to your website, whether it is your homepage or product feature page or something like that. On this screen, you can see that there are 3 call to actions that take people away from your homepage to YouTube, right? So you can click on watch later or share, or even on the top left or bottom right. So you'll just lose people, and once people go to YouTube, then YouTube has its own way of keeping them engaged. Yeah. And so they'll forget that they visited YouTube through you, and then you just lost that visitor forever. So please use Wistia or Vimeo. Wistia is great. Your first video is for free. So put in a Wistia, it will give you analytics as well, and more importantly, zero branding, right? So that's always helpful.
I want to jump in on that, Kaushik, and yes, that's an interesting point, because I'm guilty of building my own website and putting a YouTube video on there. So other than diverting traffic from your own page to obviously YouTube, what is the underlying reason behind that then?
So first is that it takes away the traffic, right? So which is a really big reason. The second reason is that you cannot autoplay YouTube videos. So so the person has to click on the video for the video to autoplay. But Vimeo Wistia, you can autoplay without the sound. So as an example, when someone is scrolling through, they might not click on the button, but if they see that the video is auto playing without the sound, they are much more likely to click on it and then listen to the video, right? So imagine if while I'm scrolling, the video starts to play without the music, so without any sound, and then I see that something's moving, and then I'll click and I'll wait over here. So your conversion rate of people watching the video increases. And third is that significantly more detailed analytics you get. So Kaushik is saying that 3 minutes is too long, which is true for sure. But what is the ideal duration is something that you'll be able to see if you install Vista or Vimeo. It will tell you how many people watched up until what amount of duration, and it will also tell you what did people jump or skip over, right? So we typically, when we are watching this video over here, if it's a 3-minute video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip 5 seconds for like whenever something that I already know is going to be talked about in the video. So all of those analytics are also captured in Vista and Vimeo, which YouTube also captures, but it doesn't show it. So these couple of things I would say.
I think that's really important. That's really important to highlight, because I think there's a lot of website owners or brand owners that are doing this exact mistake. I've seen it multiple times.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Interesting.
Yeah. And in fact, that's something every single video in this page.
Wow.
I was just waiting to scroll and show you.
Now here's the roast. Roast it.
Basically, you have created a web page for to take people to YouTube rather than make them stay here and get converted and use your.
So if there are like, I see that there are at least 5 videos. What it essentially means is that there are more call to actions to YouTube than call to actions to sign up on this page.
Exactly.
So this is a YouTube promotion. This is a promotion.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Mazik, what are you doing here, dude? What are you doing?
Yeah. That's a big issue, and actually we'll come to the CTA problem, which we will discuss further. And you can see that after 1.5 scroll or 2 scrolls, I still don't see any CTA that says get started or anything. And the fact that my top navbar was never sticky in the first place, I have 0 CTA clicks. So technically, it's a document rather than a website now. So that is a big problem that Magic needs to fix. But from a section perspective, if you think, they have here showcased all the...
sorry, Kaushik, I think Shane wanted to say something. I know you are on a separate screen, so you're not able to see Shane. Yeah. But please, Shane, go ahead.
Sorry, just a quick one. So when you say the tab at the top is sticky, do you mean so when it scrolls that you still see that at the top?
Yes. It should be basically... When I scroll this top navbar, it stays sticky on the top such that I could see it and I could access the get started button.
Show Momentum website. I think we'll be able to showcase how that looks and works. I don't think you'll be able to show that. You'll have to change the screen share, but that's okay.
We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it.
We will see how a good website, a good one is done also. In that we'll be discussing that too. So with respect to the section arrangement, they have showcased how, certain videos that they have created using the platform. And then they have this 2 sections that they have done, which has that before, after. So ideally, I think the purpose behind these 3 sections, at least these 2 sections, is that they probably wanted to showcase what is the current way of how their users, potential users would do it, and how Magic would help them to achieve it better. But what's happening is it is placed after this particular section where that talks specifically about videos that are made using Magic. I think you need to, what Magic should do is reverse this, basically have these both sections, in fact, little better designed also, because again, you have before, after videos. I would rather prefer a design where you could simply have a screenshot of the interface, and I could have this a vertical bar that I could just move, just
like a slider, right? So
and you could show how before it is done and after it is done. There is no need for 2 different videos. Again, like how Ash mentioned, you are literally taking people to YouTube twice. So that is an issue. So first state about, like, there is a few good things. Like, for example, feeling hesitant while recording, that is a pain point that the current users are going through, and then you're saying how Magic would help you to solve it. But just if these were designed in that particular way, it would add much more better value and much more better thought. And then you showcase videos, all the set of videos that that are done using Magic, such that there is validation to what you just stated, previously on the top. So in website design, it's always like this, right? And which brings another important point. While I was talking about validation, we don't see any sort of social proof. We don't have any testimonial, any badges, or any teams or companies that have used Magic. Who are currently using it? There is no trust building that is happening currently in this page, which is again a big no, because you're just stating things, you're not validating them in the scroll. So that is something that needs to be taken care of. Magic.
And
Yeah.
Kaushik, I would like to ask certain thing about it. So while I was just going through this homepage, right, what happened is certain assets are going, like I know that a scroll is there and automatic scrolling would happen, the horizontal one, but then certain assets are just going off the grid on both left and right side. So
Yeah.
it is again having some challenges. So I've seen in multiple websites, but they have always, found out a way where they are fading this point out. But even if you zoom out this one, then it would look like is a lot of assets are just went outside. So in certain screens when we are opening up,
Yeah.
it would be showing in the right way. Even when I was looking it through a single 1 point zoom, it was just giving me some weird UI from my side where I was not able to see that, oh, this is a YouTube video which is being showcased. So
Yeah.
can you comment on how this should be arranged well?
Yeah, I think one more point is that when you have a horizontal scroll, your right indicator, which is there currently, it is almost invisible, right? Like it is sort of merged with this YouTube's play button, so that one cannot see this particular indicator that it is horizontal scroll, and and the left side indicator is not showing up, so I don't know that it is a horizontal scroll. So until I come here and then I actually change it, where I have to move my cursor horizontally instead of vertically, then I would know that there is a horizontal scroll over there. So I think that's also like Jay mentioned, making sure that your website is responsive, your landing page is responsive and compatible across devices is another really important thing that one needs to take care of.
And so, what's the ideal pixel width for websites?
Take 1280. That is the ideal, and it's better you design it while you're designing. You design it in the smallest width of your screen and the most used width that is in the screen. 1280 is the ideal set, because if you could fit all the things that you're imagining and you're thinking within the smallest size, in the larger size, the left and the right side padding that is there, the white space is the only thing that is increasing. Your website still stays intact over there in the center. So that's a better way to go about it.
Got it. And any more roasting of Magic, and we will have to start charging them money. so maybe I'm sure there are more things here, but maybe we'll have to jump to the next one. Or Jay, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, sorry, but I cannot resist this one. So I know it's Kaushik is roasting, but I could not stop. So even though I was not much convinced after 2 scrolls that I should sign up, I still insisted myself that hey, I want to sign up. But then in that screen there is no CTA for signing
No
up.
CTA, exactly. I'm in the mid screen and I still don't see any link at all.
Exactly.
You have given me so many links to go to YouTube.
What if they don't want you to sign up? What if they just want you to appreciate the web page?
They want you to go to YouTube. That's
Yeah, maybe this is YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube trying to get some traffic.
Yeah, apart from that, just make sure that after every 1.5 scroll you have the CTA button. Even if you fix the sticky problem that we just spoke, make sure that after every 1.5 scroll you clearly mention the CTA. What is your primary CTA? What is your secondary CTA? In case if someone doesn't want to sign up, your secondary CTA should get them into a demo call with you, and you could showcase the product. So please do take care of those things, Magic, and rest everything is works. So
Got it. Which one's the next one, Kaushik?
next one is my Marquee AI, which would help you to create content from your business website link.
You'll have to unshare and share again.
Yeah, just a second.
This is fun. Actually, I feel I'm enjoying myself here. So this is a good excuse, right? So at least for Jai, Shane, and I, it's a great excuse that Kaushik's roasting, but then we are also roasting. So,
Yeah.
It's always good to rip into people's hard work, right?
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes.
Nice
Over to
colors.
you, Kaushik.
Yes. So one good thing my market has done is made sure that this is sticky, so I could always have access to my. So this is what I was talking about, Shane. That whenever I scroll, it still
Yeah.
stays in place. So that was the thought,
Yeah.
so that I could always reach out to my CTAs. 30 days of content in 5 minutes. What, where, when? There's no context to any of this. So it is just it says the benefit of it, but still not so obvious, not so clear with your content. Nice gradient background, but still could work out more with respect to how the hero section is there. Again, no testimonial, no badges, no validation of what the product has done, or any teams in any companies that currently use the product who are there. There is no trust building that's happening in the hero section. Probably people wouldn't spend too much time. Your hero section is really important. So you building trust as soon as the second they land over there is significantly important. So if you're not, then it's a big mistake. Even with the subheading that's there, it's too small, too short. You doesn't give me any idea of how I'm going to achieve it. No glimpse of anything that's described about what features help me to achieve this 30 days of content in just 5 minutes. So that's missing. And then we have, this is interesting. I could just give you, actually make me give the website link, and that would take me into the product. That's a good way to get it. But like again, is it for free? Do I need to pay before? Is it card required, not required? How quickly can I get this content done, and and sort of start planning my entire content plan, my social media. So all these things could be mentioned in like a little glimpse of it would do a lot of good job.
And
Nice.
these guys have done the autoplay on mute, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
so people would pause here
Yes.
instead of having a play button with a thumbnail.
Yes.
There's
Exactly.
something that's moving, so people would pause. So this I think they've done a. I mean,
Good job.
could be, it could look a little better, but they've done that
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
Let me
done right.
jump in on that, right? So as somebody who is actually focusing on this right now, this exact problem I'm trying to solve is I've got 6 different platforms. I've got a ton of content, my podcast, insights reports, blogs, everything. And my natural instinct when I come to this page, if you scroll up to the top, is, and I think this might be the thought process, is 30 days of content in 5 minutes, boom. And then for me, my thought process, all right, let me put my website in now and see what is it going to give me.
Yes.
Right. So that is quite interesting right there. But obviously, so the text, for example, why is it so important for that little bit of text to be larger or smaller or even removed? AI generated, tailored to your brand, for example.
Yeah. It is neither completely descriptive nor less. It's just there. So that is the problem that exists with this.
It's 30%, right? It's 30%. It's neither 0, it's not 100.
Yeah.
Right, it's 30%. And so the other, so the challenge that typically happens with people who write copy and design websites is when companies do that themselves, they are the center of their own universe, right? And so they would say, okay, I have to show my blogs, I have to show my badges, I have to show my features, I have to show benefits, I have to show podcasts and webinars, and all of these things I have to show. But then they forget that the person who's visiting, they are the center of their own universe, right? And so when we are creating a web page, we've got to reach their center, and each and every like the title, subtitle, graphic, whatever it is that we put, they are just there to answer the question that they have at that moment, right? When they are on that part of the web page. And so when I'm on like the first scroll of a website, I want to know, okay, what's the benefit? What do I have to give against the benefit? And are other people getting this benefit as well? Am I the one who's not claiming this or something like that, right? So these are the top 2 or 3 questions that they have on the first scroll, and this is what you want to answer through trust building, like through testimonial, social proof, and stuff like that, through a really catchy headline. I think they've done a good job of because it almost gets you curious enough that I want to put in my website and I want to see what
Yeah.
comes out next.
This
Right? So they've
is
done a
very
good
well.
job with that for sure.
Yeah. So another thing is they have mentioned over 50K businesses use it. It would be great if you could show at least 5 or 10 of them over here. Who are these? So that would be interesting too, instead of just stating it. And another important thing is whenever you have a platform that makes a claim like this, it would be very nice if they could show how do they do it in few steps. How it works section would be a very important, very interesting section to have in this page. Immediately after my hero section, that is after this particular video section, a simple how it works section in 3 or 4 steps. How am I able to achieve my 30 days of content in 5 minutes? So what are the steps involved in it? So that would be very much of an added value. And then you can have your entire description of your features that you're talking about. You have learn more as your CTA. You could have a primary and a secondary CTA combination. Instead of, I understand that the learn more takes you to the feature pages that is there, but it could still do the job. But I think it's still important to have the get for free, even though it is still there. It's important to have it over here because sometimes
Please go ahead.
Yeah, because sometimes even though this is sticky, when I'm focusing reading here after the and let's say if it aligns with what I want as a benefit, and if I see the right call to action button right over there, then I would just click over there and I would be inside the product. So that's important to have it. You were saying,
and this is one piece that I really hate, which is where the business gives its own example. So here Marquee is giving their own example in the graphics as to how a social media post for Marquee would look like generated by my Marquee. And so this is super wrong, right? So I want to see how it does for Red Bull. I want to see how it does for Coca-Cola, because Red Bull is a brand I know Red Bull's customer, and so I'd be able to understand what capabilities does my Marquee have. Yes. For me to make sense of the graphic that they have on the right over here on the screen, I need to know that my Marquee is for businesses who want to post on social media, and this is how it would be for them. So this is again very, very sort of brand centric. So like my business centric. So do it always with like a global brand that everyone knows, everyone understands who their customers are, and everyone knows the brand, and then how your product would work for them. So this is equivalent to like a cold, let's say as an example, like an outbound agency, putting copy of an email saying, "Are you looking for more leads?" Right? This could be an email that you write to your prospects, which is okay, but that's not what I want to see. Right? I want to see how you do it for some other brand that I already know. Right?
Yeah.
So like put a copy that you would write for ClickUp, right? Because I know the brand, I know their customer, I know all of that. And so what copy would you write for them as an example, as an outbound agency? So that's another piece that I wanted to add.
Yeah, sure. And we have a similar thought process. I mean, similar point that we just mentioned with respect to the CTAs. And second thing is one more interesting section that could add more value in this page is that which we saw in Magic to an extent they were trying, which would also apply for Marquee, is also that show what is the current way of your user is trying to do this particular task, and how painful it is, and how your product is trying to solve it. Because if you could crack that aspect in a section and design well, then it is a very good communication that you're trying to make with respect to your landing page to the right ICP, which is a very important factor.
Problem, consequence, solution. Right?
Exactly. So addressing the right ICP within your landing page is also important, because if the wrong ICP, if it attracts the wrong ICP set, then it eventually creates a much bigger problem within your product. So create sections that addresses your ideal customer directly. You are literally talking to that particular person. So you're not just choosing, you're also filtering out through your landing pages. Keep that in mind while designing. And then the next section that we have is how do we build you to scale, which is sort of like a benefits section, which is fine. Again, CTAs, you could have a single CTA right over here that would have done the job still, instead of having multiple ones.
I would actually flip the title and subtitle in that section, right? So I make a promise saying rock your online presence instead of build to help you scale, and build to help you scale, I would put it in smaller font, right? So yeah.
I think this is something that we have seen consistently across a lot of platforms, is that your title should talk about benefits, your subtitle should talk about features that help you to achieve that benefit. So just keep that in mind while creating this. You have a testimonial section with some metrics, which is great, but the point is that it took me almost 3 to 4 scrolls to reach here. So if this was reflected right over in my hero section, that would have been amazing. This is exactly what I was talking about. Trustworthiness and adding more value to the claim that you're making. If I could literally break this into 2 sections, and I would have just spread it across every 1.5 scroll with the CTA section. So you're making a claim, there would have been a section that is validating that claim, and then there's a CTA that I could take action upon. So that would have been a better design arrangement of the section. And then we have the pricing over here and the FAQs, which is nice. I think this is a point that I missed out in Magic, is that there was no FAQ section, because usually when users reach to the bottom of the page, they will have doubts, they will have questions. If someone is staying till the end, that means that that person actually has the intent. So intent comes with few questions which they might particularly have. So it's good to have an FAQ section, which they didn't have in the previous example. It's good that Marquee has it now in this. So these are few points. You have a CTA section over here. It would have been nicer. After every 3 scrolls, I had a CTA section in between, just as a section divider from the previous one to the one below, which would help to convert better. So that is the whole point of the CTA sections. Just a simple CTA section that you have here, just a version of it on the top. So that is mostly with Marquee.
And so before we move to the third one, just one piece that I would if you just write it down, like whoever's watching this and creating SaaS, just write this down, right? Every scroll you lose 20% of the visitors, right?
Yeah.
So which essentially means that if your testimonial and social proof is on the 5th scroll or the 4th scroll, it's on the 4th scroll over here, it means that 30 to 40% of the visitors have actually reached here.
Yes.
7 out of 10 visitors didn't even see this information, right?
Exactly.
So this information needs to be broken down, and a small part of this has to be on the first scroll, right? So 7 and 10 people didn't see this, so it is inexcusable with these numbers, right? So 200,000 posts, 12,000 channels, 8 hours saved per week. These are great numbers. You should have this upfront. So 20% visitors move out for each scroll, and so just write this down and make sure that you have the most important information upfront. What's the third one, Kaushik?
The third one that we have is is how well you should do it. So for a good example, we have ClickUp with us. So let's see it. Just a second.
So are we roasting ClickUp, or is ClickUp really good?
Yeah, I mean, it's good, but we will do that too.
I just change this to maybe roast. Maybe roasting ClickUp's
maybe.
Right? So,
which is an aspect we'll discuss after the ClickUp roast also. Okay, coming to ClickUp, one good thing, it's a sticky on the top. Second thing is
you'll have to Kaushik, you'll have to unshare and share again. It's on a different tab.
Oh, sorry.
No worries.
Could you see it now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, great. So 2 interesting things that ClickUp has done. One is they have the nav bar fixed, and one more thing is they even talk about the value that they are providing within next to their logo in the nav bar itself. They're so focused about making sure that the value is reached out to the customer that they are trying to target. So that is nice. And then they have the everything app for work now with chat power. So you see what we were making a statement previously, right? You're talking about the benefit, and then how chat powered by AI and other aspects, which are features, help you to achieve that. So that is what we were trying to make a point of. Your subheading features, heading benefits that user would get it. very clear, bold, big gradient CTA. Like you cannot miss out on this CTA. Come on. So it's right over there on your face. And then this is another thing that we were trying to make a point of: free forever. So you'll see a lot of platforms do have mentioned free, but it's also important to mention no credit card, which gives much more clarity to the user. And then this is a very well done, a product showcase section. In the previous case, in Magix, we have seen that it's an entire video. That's where we were trying to make a point that it could be just a screenshot, and you could have just categorized and showcased what things would do. That's exactly what ClickUp has done. So you have, when I keep toggling around, I could see different modules within the platform, and how does the product look like and work like. So it is not a video, it's not taking any load in the hero section, but it's doing the job right. And you could see that on my right hand side bottom, there is a book a meeting chat bot that is like a fixed element over here, which closes. But the fact that in case if I don't sign up, I could still book a meeting with them and get to know about the product. Then trusted by 3 million plus teams. Who are those teams? So this is another point that we mentioned previously. Building trust is a significantly important aspect of your website, and they have done it well here. So showcase who are all the teams that are using. If you don't have at initial phase a lot of companies that are using, showcase at least the people who have used the product. What do they say about it? So you could bring up your testimonial section, few elements of your testimonial section over here. Or if you don't have that, if you have some badges that you got from different places that you could showcase, or you could even showcase metrics, show something that could validate what you stated in your copy or even in your product showcase on the top. Save time and get more done. So you could always you will always see that all the copy is in the pattern that we just discussed previously. Instead of having a very long section of feature, which Yash just mentioned, that instead of having, if you get a chance to reduce the unnecessary scroll by creating design in such a way that it is something that I could click upon and I could see the details, that would be amazing. That's exactly why you would see now a creation of a lot of bento grid systems, bento grid section in the designs of a lot of products, because bento grid very concisely would put in all the elements together within one place, which in otherwise would have been a longer scroll. So this is also the option to click and see it, also a good way to see it. And then a CTA section over here, which we just discussed, in between breaker section, but a good CTA section as a design element would also help. Then I'm having these testimonials over here, which is mostly video testimonials, but they are sort of in an autoplay. When I click on it, it gives you the whole whole text of what
it's people, right? And people who are saying things. So that's always helpful.
That's always helpful. And then again, this is another aspect for the previous ones also, is that how across different teams or industries or for different use cases your product is helpful. Having a section mentioning how it would provide value to a specific industry or a specific section would be very helpful. Would directly target, like I mentioned previously, target the right ICP with your sections and the design of it, such that if I'm a marketing team and if I need the product, how this product would be helpful for me and my team. That is a much more detailed and a better way to communicate your product. That is that. And then we have everything your team is looking for, the entire features in the benefits section in bento grid, which I just was talking.
But right? Where is the roast, Kaushik?
The roast is basically, even ClickUp doesn't tell about how quickly, how does it work. So any website that you're trying to design should basically say all the section arrangement should be in this order. What is it? How does it work? What are the benefits it's offering me? And how do I access it? Right? In this, ClickUp missed on one important thing. That is, how does it work? So I'm still, there's a lot of benefits that is given, but could you give me in simple steps of 4 or 5 steps, how can I set up something in my ClickUp? That would be great. And that section is missing. And if people weren't using ClickUp, how are they currently managing their teams, and what are the hassles that they're facing? And how does ClickUp solve that? There is no section that is currently putting up a statement or putting up a design in such way. So that is again a problem. If you go to Basecamp or any other similar platforms which are which are trying to do what similar to what ClickUp is trying to do, they have a section which talks about it, how hassle it is for project management and team management. So that is not addressed over here in ClickUp. So that is two things that ClickUp has missed out on. And also ClickUp also doesn't have a CTA after every 1.5 or 2 scrolls. They still have the top CTA
They
over
have
here.
it in the top section, yeah.
But I might forget this, irrespective of how good gradient you give. So it's important for you to still give that one link of a CTA that could help me after every 1.5 scroll. Throw the CTA over there and make it very as obvious as possible for your user. So that's with respect to it. It's a very simple page. Most of it rightly done, except for the few factors that we just mentioned. It would be really amazing for ClickUp. Yes, so that's the 3 set of we would love to roast more, to be honest. So that would be a great session for us. We would go all day with this, but very quickly, a few website landing pages that we got an opportunity to roast them. So yeah, that's mostly the thing.
Awesome. I think this is good. Thoughts, Jai, Shane?
No, I mean, it has been really interesting. What I think is maybe, I mean, there's a lot of value for SaaS founders from the same as well, right? So maybe we can roll out a free resource next week or so with respect to the checklist on what your landing page should be around. That would be helpful, is what I'm thinking on.
Yeah, and still there are significant aspects from a complete metric point of view that we haven't completely discussed here yet. We are not talking about the time they have spent in the page, the bounce rate, the heat maps. That's where it gets much more detailed. So we haven't got into those weeds yet, purely due to time constraints. But yeah, we could. That's why I told we could go all day long. So yes, those things is something which we could share as a resource to them. Yes.
Awesome. I think this is really good. This was super fun to do as well. I also myself couldn't resist. But it is a great session today. That's sort of it for today, and I hope this was valuable for Mazik, MyMarquee, and for anyone who's watching. And if you're in the business of creating landing pages, or if you have a SaaS product for which you have already created and are looking for improving your conversion rates, then here are some of the tips. And before going, I should do my duty, or rather follow an order that my marketing team has given me, which is I will have to ask you all to subscribe or follow wherever it is that you are looking at this or watching this. If you don't subscribe or if you don't follow us, I might make another amazing video that you will miss. So if you don't want to miss out on that, then please hit follow or subscribe and let us know your questions in the comments. Kaushik, Jai, Shane, and I will be available to answer those as well. And if you have a lot of questions which are not appropriate for comments, then you can go to Momentum's website and book a call. I'm happy to get on a one-on-one call with you and help you out with your SaaS landing pages as well. Hope this has been valuable. Until next time.
See you.